My people, how are you? I'm here with Nico. We've just arrived in Aveiro, and here we are having a little chat with Rafael to find out what the situation is with property financing here in Portugal. How are interest rates? Has anything gone down? How challenging or straightforward is it to obtain a mortgage in Portugal?
Absolutely. We're going to provide you with some additional details about credit counseling.
Just get in touch with us. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to Rafael in a bit. As I told you, I'm here with Rafael. How are you, Rafael?
Okay, what's up? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. We're here in a cafe.
I'll start knocking. Well, guys, taking advantage of the fact that we're now in Mineiro, Rafael's town, for those of you who enjoy our lives, know that he lives here in Mineiro, a very nice town. I'll even show you some pictures. I'd also like to update you on the situation regarding financing. Many people have already seen that interest rates are starting to fall. The United States has cut interest rates by 50 points. Europe has signaled that it's going to lower it. Right, Rafael? But I wanted to check with you. How is the credit situation today? Is there a tendency for interest rates to improve? What's your opinion on this?
Wonderful, Kish. So the market consensus, Kish, is that over the next few years, the climate of 2024, 2025, and 2026, interest rates will be falling, which means that both the United States and Europe, as well as the rest of the world's central banks, should be lowering interest rates, okay? It's nothing huge, but it's an important drop. The most important thing here is the direction. In the last 2 years, interest rates have been going up now. The banks are doing the good thing, as they call it, and now the direction is pointing upwards. This drop will happen, but it could take a couple of years to stabilize. And the rates today are very good. In Portugal today, you can get mixed rates from 2-8% a year. A fantastic rate. With a spread? With a spread. A fixed rate of 2-8%. Fixed for 5 years. If you want to fix it for the whole term, it'll be around 3-9%. It has also improved because it was above 4%. 3-9%. If you compare it to the United States, it's almost 6%. So it's a much better rate. And the variable rate today is 4.2, more or less. Okay? So today you can get rates of 2.8. I think that's very interesting.
This is an important issue because it may not seem like much. But over many years, this makes a significant difference to the return on the installment, doesn't it?
Of course, Kish. And the interesting thing here, Kish, is that once you lock in this 2.8 rate, in 5 years' time we can try to renegotiate it for an even better rate.
Of course. I've already told Rafael that in a few days' time, I'm going to bring the loan I've already taken out to renegotiate so that I can lower this interest rate and reduce my installment.
I think it's about time, eh?
I think it's about time. Or do you have to wait a little while for it to come down?
No. I think that the rate of 2.8 will remain the same for the next few months. I think it's already an interesting rate to focus on.
Dude, I'm going to send you the data because I'm going to renegotiate with the banks and we'll see if we can lower my installment a little. With regard to the market, how is it going with the banks? Is it calm? How are negotiations going with the banks regarding biocredits? In the experience of growing up, of course you have very good expertise to achieve this relationship. I know that a lot of people who come to Portugal think it's very easy to get credit here, but sometimes that's not the case, is it? And how is the situation today in that sense, Rafael?
It's much easier today, isn't it, Kish? Now, of course, if you're going to do it on your own, knocking door to door in every bank and showing your documents, it can be a very exhausting job. What do I do here, Kish? I already work with these main banks in Portugal. I already send this documentation. I already have that trusted manager. People I've had relationships with for many years who know how to deal with foreign documentation. That's very important. I'll send it to these people. I'll give you a real simulation of what's really going to happen. It's not that over-the-counter simulation or credit simulator on the internet that's going to give you a rate that's just a decoy. Let's put it that way. That's what you're really going to get. So, today, 2.8 is already viable. 2.8 with life insurance or 3.2 without life insurance. It depends on your interest. But it's very easy to get. All you need is your income tax and payslips, all rides, bank statements. With this documentation, I do a pre-approval that takes a week. So I tell you, look, client, Bank A gives you these conditions, Bank B these conditions, Bank C these conditions. If you like it, you can start looking for the property. When you find the property, you come back to us and say, Rafael, let's go. We go to Bank B, I found the property, the value is such and such, and the final approval takes place at this Fleetport Bank in 45 to 60 days for the whole process to be completed. And we help with the whole process at no cost. I think the important thing here is this. Conditions today are very good to buy real estate. We don't know how long this can happen. The moment the market inflates too much, there's some inflation of assets here. In real estate. There may be at some point. There could be some kind of restriction. As it was in the past, today it's easier. But they could make it worse in the future. So, if you're interested in buying a property, to retire here in the future, to have a long-term investment here, I think the time is now. If interest rates go down, real estate may increase in price, because the interest rate going down obviously increases. Heats up the market, and there will probably be an increase in price, not as has happened in the last 5 years. Almost certain, but a gradual rise in prices. I don't believe that prices will fall. Our problem is very similar to that of other countries. Low inventory, low stock, little property, lots of demand, and the conditions are very good. You're not sure how long this can last. For example, there could be a law that says, look, I'm not going to lend to foreigners anymore. It won't be possible to use Portuguese banks for this. So what would you do? Take advantage of it. If you have the intention of investing, of enhancing your assets, get your IP property, rent, until you come, or until you want to, and are able to buy an IP property in Europe.
So don't wait for the ocean to be totally blue, for the moon to be aligned, so that you can do a good deal in Portugal. Perhaps the best time is when you want to, and when you have the conditions to do so. Because we're living here in Portugal, it's a more incredible, wonderful country, but the conditions may not always be the same as they are now. This is an important factor. And I'll tell you, today, I have a very important partnership with Rafael. Recommend his work. I have a lot of confidence in the work Rafael is doing, because I already know a lot of people who have come from the channel, known him in mails, have already used his service. It's a very good service. It's really worth using the service. I'm sure that if you search Rafael, you'll get the right answers and you'll be referred in a smooth and organic way so that you can buy your property here in Portugal. I've had other examples of people who have tried to do it directly from the bank and have been frustrated in terms of their expectations, which is a very bad thing, to create a whole expectation of being able to get financing, of buying a property and not being able to do it. And another important partnership I'm creating here, which I already have, is with Nicolau Lee, who is mediating here in Portugal. It's also a job in which I have a lot of confidence in the work he's doing, so I'm using all of this. An advisory service from credit and a property search service. So you'll be very well advised here in Portugal if you want to buy your property here. Thanks, guys. I just came by to have a quick chat with Rafael. I've got to get back up north. But it's always great to come and open up. I really like this city. And now, at the end, I'm going to leave you with 2 very important videos for those who want to live here in Portugal. And if you're not subscribed yet, it's been a while. Subscribe to the channel, which is very important for the work we're doing here. And don't forget to leave a like too. Thanks.
Thanks, Kiko.
Thanks, Paulo. Again, we'll have a new live soon, right?
I will.
Thanks, guys. A big hug, and see you later.